Hello and welcome. This is Beverly-Fells-Jones, the Silver Fox of Consciousness, and I want to say welcome to the show. I'm an author, speaker, seminar leader, and a person who just likes to talk and share information that I receive and read and share it out with you. Because it is usually, well, I like to think so, it's something that was going to make your life better. I know that, in this world today, there are so many talk shows, and there's shows how to do this and who's doing that, and the world, and a lot of times you have no clue about what is true and what is false. You have no clue. I mean, even today, people will take a video and edit it, and it takes a good eye, a lot of times, to realize that it has been doctored. So you've got to think about what is your truth. I am sure that in your life, you have people who you disagree with, or you say, how can they believe that? How can they be there? Well, let's look at it this way. We each have our own universe. Think of yourself as your own personal universe, and everything revolves around you. I know you really like that idea. Everything revolves around you. Well, it does. Because the way you think and what you believe colors everything that happens in your life. Right now, it is my belief that we are healthy, or I am healthy, you are healthy, and all we have to do is take care of our bodies and give it what it needs. Not all the junk, not all the sugar, not all the carbs, which everybody, a whole bunch of folks started doing with the coronavirus lockdown. People were, donuts and, all kinds of things that they're calling it the Corona 15, the weight people has gained. Personally, I lost weight during this time. So you have to believe that if you take care of your body and you give it what it needs, then it will take care of you. It is always that way. Your body will take care of you. On this show, I talk about how to expand your world of thought and exploring the world of positive thinking, Bible-based law of attraction, and consciousness from many points of view. So as I said, my intention is to share with you information that will enlighten and empower you in your life. And I want to encourage you to think in the positive, because miracles can happen. I truly believe you have been given the power of the word and thought to create the life you desire. So, when times are difficult, we tend to forget what magnificent beings we are. We are a symbiotic set of organisms dedicated to our well-being. And you might say, huh? Well, just think about how you're hearing all over about doing probiotics and the gut biome and the bacteria in your gut. And there's bacteria in your mouth and your eyes and your nose and all over your body. And I know you're probably what's the word? Wiggling in your chair, right? Because we are a symbiotic set of organisms. And every bit of that symbiotic set, your red blood cells, your white cells, your T cells, insulin and vitamins and hormones and everything are dedicated to your well-being. Our mind is the conductor of that symphony of harmonious music within, unless we allow fear, doubt, and worry to take over where faith and trusting in the power of our thoughts, words, and deeds should be. I was watching a video from this doctor who was talking about the fact that we are energetic beings. Our body is filled with electricity. And that's, they determine where you are, if you're alive or dead. The term flatline, where they're using your electrical impulses to make that determination. You are powerful. You're emitting electricity. If they took your body and made it into a bomb, it would be bigger than any of the other bombs that have ever been out there. You are powerful. And when your cells and your organs are working in harmony, your body is singing a harmonious song. That's why I said a symphony of harmonious music. If you had a microphone down to where everything was and had it really tuned in, you would find that your body is singing. But it all depends on where you are mentally. If you're singing fear and doubt and worry, the sound is like, how I want to say it, minor chords. They're just dissonant. But when you're in harmony, in love and hope and faith and trust, you are, just well, I want to go like a really good 60s love song, but, that's showing my age, right? Anyway, so just think about that. So today's story from the book, Manifestations, True Stories of Bringing the Imagined into Reality, is by Paula Meyer. And she gave it a really neat name. She aptly calls it Altruistic Alchemy in Action. So let's start the reading. I had this amazing experience of seemingly creating money out of thin air, and it happened in a way I didn't expect. Back in 2012, I had been remarried for many years and was raising 2 children from my first marriage with my current husband. We had been struggling financially due to my ex-husband's failure to pay child support for many months, to the tune of about $12,000. I did everything I could to get him to pay, and finally I had to resign myself to the fact that it was never going to happen, and instead stewed in the anger and bitterness about the unfairness of life. So let me pause here. How many of you have felt that way? I've experienced having an ex-husband not pay child support, and it can be difficult when you're raising your child and you're working and you're paying child care and all those things and working to survive. And in my case, initially, I had no help until I remarried later. But if you've had that experience, I think you can know, or something similar, or know someone who has, I think you can understand her frustration. So let me go on. At the time, I was working for an author who taught about mind over matter and how your thoughts create your reality. I knew the truth of my powers of creation. but my emotional addiction to being angry and bitter at my ex-husband for failing to pay was no match for the knowledge of my true power. Boy, I can relate to that, and I think many of you can relate to that also. And interjecting here, I have met people who have taught mind over matter, how to change your mind to change your life, how to change things in your life, and then something would happen and they would revert back to this same state that Paula was in, knowing how it works and doing it a lot of times can be difficult. So let's go on and let's see what she did. I tried positive affirmations by sending love to my ex, forgiving my ex, and forgiving myself. But nothing worked to unlock the change that held this reality together. One weekend, we were in beautiful Vancouver, Canada, hosting a workshop at the University of British Columbia, which my boss taught. It was an advanced meditation workshop, and typically, during these types of workshops, the staff didn't participate in the meditations. Rather, we held the space in the room for our attendees and made sure everyone was comfortable and safe. On the last day, which was Sunday, my boss graciously suggested that I participate in the meditation so that I could experience the power of group meditation. The group we worked with was experienced in meditation and mindfulness, and given that I know a lot of the people well, I thoroughly enjoyed supporting them throughout the workshop. So I found a place to sit within the group and began. Missed that period, huh? Yes. When the meditation started, I was grateful for the gift of being with these people, and rather than focusing my attention on myself and something I needed to improve on, I chose to ask the universe for abundance for everyone in the room. Awesome. That was awesome. And as I continue with this reading, I want you to realize that a lot of times we focus on ourselves, and when we start focusing on other people and doing affirmations or prayers for other people, miraculous things happen for us. So we take this energy that we have and move it outwards. So here she goes. I am not a visual person, so I don't see vivid colors and real life images when I visualize in my mind. But what I did see in my mind's eye was like looking at the sunrise in a cloudless sky. Everything was tinged with gold. It was a beautiful, simple, and calming image, and I simply kept requesting abundance for all. When the meditation ended, I felt calm, happy, and golden. When the workshop was over, we packed everything up and said our goodbyes to our amazing organizers. My boss and I began the long drive back home from Vancouver, Canada, to Rainier, Washington, which was about a 5-hour drive. While driving back home, I got a call from my husband telling me that our small website business was going crazy with orders due to an ad campaign we ran, and he asked me if he should shut it down. I laughed and said no. Let's see how many we would get. I was excited to get home and jump on my computer to see what kind of craziness was happening. To my surprise and amazement, we received over $10,000 in orders that day. On Monday, I went back to work at the office and began my usual busy post-event week, playing catch-up with emails and projects that had taken a back seat to the event preparations for Vancouver. On Tuesday, I received a phone call from my child support case manager with some incredible news that my ex-husband had paid off his entire amount owed for child support. She and I would see that in my bank account in the next few days. I laughed and said, "I'll believe it when I see it in my account." I was skeptical, but hopeful. Guess what? The money showed up in my account a few days later. Amazingly, in a span of 48 hours from the time of that meditation on Sunday until that call on Tuesday, I received a total of over $22,000. My boss wrote about it in one of his books in which he explained, now listen, that when I chose to ask for the greater good of everyone rather than myself, that released the energy between my ex-husband and me. This exact energy could then be used to create a new reality where we were both free from the negative energy that was supporting, endorsing, and keeping the negative situation in place. So for you, what is that negative situation? What is that thing that is holding you back? Like she said earlier, she had released herself. She had forgiven him, forgiven her. She had done all this stuff, but she was still concentrating on the negative. Inside, she was on the negative. But when she did that meditation and asked for abundance, she released that negative. She just released that energy and was concentrating on others. And it opened up the vortex for her good. She goes on to say, my boss and others in this field also learned that when you use your energy to support others in the form of healing groups, intention groups, or prayer groups, the altruistic act of giving your healing energy to others has a rebound effect on those that are giving it. There are so many fascinating stories about healers who heal themselves in this way if they participate in these kinds of groups. And so I'm going to end her story right here because I want you to find her story in the book, Manifestations, True Stories of Bringing the Imagined into Reality, because she has a follow-up about what happened years later and in her understanding and the new way that she began to meditate and become part of a group of people who worked to heal others. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope that you gained some insight into yourself and the things that you are concentrating on today. I want to invite you to join me on the first Friday of each month for a group meditation. Now, previously I charged $25 for that, and right now, during this time of uncertainty, during this time of the coronavirus and people in fear and people being ill, I want to do that group meditation. And so, if you're interested, I want you to make a comment below if you're on YouTube. If you are on Spreaker, I want you to send me a message. But I want you to send it to goseebeverly@gmail.com. And in the subject line, just put monthly meditation. I'm kind of winding down some other things, so I want you to use that. and it's gocbeverly@gmail.com and put meditation in the subject line, and I'll send you a link so that you can join me on the first Friday of June, okay? And I'll give you the time and the logistics and all of that. If you are new to this channel, I want you to please leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, do all those nice, wonderful, fantastic things. And I will see you in the next podcast. Thank you for listening today. Please share the link to this show with your friends and family so that they can learn how to be the best that they can be. Visit my website at commandingyourlife.com and follow me on Facebook. Have any suggestions for the show? Just contact me by emailing beverly@commandingyourlife.com. Be sure to join me on the next episode. As you have believed, let it be done to you, and it is so.